Hey guys, I'm Pixel Dan, and this is a review of the Nickelodeon Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles Z-Line playsets. That's right, the brand new Z-Line Ninjas playsets feature a really cool action feature that allows you to attach all of these wall-mounted playsets together with string so that the Ninja Turtles can zip line from playset to playset. So let's go ahead and check these things out. There are currently 4 Z-Line Ninjas playsets available in stores, and as you can see, all of them come in beautiful enclosed boxes that feature that awesome artwork that we've seen on all of the other playsets and vehicles in this lineup so far. I absolutely love the artwork on these. I can't say that enough. Every time I pick up a new item from the Ninja Turtles toy line here, I just really get a kick out of seeing that fun artwork. It's bright and vibrant, and just really makes these sets look fun. And then of course the back of all of the boxes give you an up-close look at the actual toy that's on the inside and kind of runs down all of the different little included features that each playset contains. Now, once you open up those boxes, you will notice that there is some assembly required with each of the sets. Luckily, all 4 of them come with a sheet of instructions that will help guide you through the process. There's also a small sticker sheet included with 3 of the 4, so you'll want to apply some of the stickers there, and putting it all together isn't too difficult, but little kids may want to get some parents to help them out to get these things fully assembled. Now, once you get all of those Z-Line playsets together, this is what you end up with. There are 2 smaller sets and 2 larger sets currently available. The smaller sets are the Fire Escape Freefall, featuring a cool side of a building design that has some neat little billboards hanging off the side of it. One of them says Dragon Laundromat, one of them looks like a t-shirt, and just has a cool little fire escape display sticking off the side. The other of the smaller sets is the Window Wipeout, which looks like the side of a building that has a cool window washer scene on the side. You can see the little scaffolding under the windows there, a little caution sign, lots of places where you can display your toys right there on the wall. And then we come to the 2 bigger sets. The first one is the Water Tower Washout, which, exactly as the name says, looks like a tall water tower. And lastly, we come to my personal favorite, Billboard Breakout, which, you guessed it, looks like a billboard. It looks like it's a Ringling Brothers Circus billboard, but it's got some graffiti on there that makes it say Mutants Brothers Mean 3-Ring Circus. So it definitely has that really cool Ninja Turtles humor, has some great little deco on there, and just gives you a little platform where you can stand some of your figures underneath the billboard. Each of these playsets comes with a ton of parts, including some command strips, wall clips so you can hang them up, gargoyle launchers, C-clips, a turn, tension cylinders, and of course pulleys and your zipline strings. So let's go ahead and open these up and hang them up on the walls. Alright, so once you've got all of your playsets out of the box, put together, you're ready to hang these guys on the wall and start stringing them together so you can use the zipline action feature. So first of all, let me explain how you actually hang these on the walls. The great thing about these Z-Line sets is that every single one of them comes with their very own command strips. Now, if you've never seen the command strips before, these are a product that you can find in most all retail stores, hardware stores, and they're a nice sticky substance that's strong enough to hold these up on the walls, but they also don't damage the paint or anything like that on your walls, which is very nice. So each one of the playsets have these small clips that just slide right onto the back of the playsets. You can then take the command strips and stick them to those little clips, and then firmly press this up against the wall to stick it in place. And as you can see, it holds quite nicely. On top of that, it's strong enough to actually hold some action figures on top of it, so you'll be able to pose all your figures standing on the ledges, all that good stuff, and the command strip does a fantastic job of holding it into place. Now, if you'd rather not stick these to the wall, or you need to get creative so that you can kind of link them all together and you need some different areas to place them, all of the sets also include a C-clamp, which you can use instead of sticking these to the wall. You can just plug that C-clamp onto the back of the playsets the exact same way you plug on the command strip clips, and then you can use that to attach it to a window ledge, a desk, a table, anything like that. Locks it into place and still holds it nice and tight, so that way you can set up all your playsets however you prefer, and you can string them all together and get them linked together for play. So that's going to bring us to the next important part, which are the zip lines themselves. Now, every single playset comes with 2 zip lines, one that is 48 inches in length and one that is 72 inches in length. The way these work is on either end, they have a little plug and a little hook. Now, the hook on there is a removable piece, so you can pop that off if you don't want to use it. The reason for that is because each of these playsets are designed in such a way that there are multiple different ways that you can anchor the zip lines to the playsets. If you want to use the hook, you do have hook points that you can just mount the hook right onto to string it across. Also, taking a look at the Billboard one here as an example, every single set has little areas on the top where you can plug in that plug end of the zip line. Or like I said, you can remove the hook and you can make both ends a plug end. It clips on nice and sturdy onto the actual playset itself, and you always have at least one area that has a pivot on there, so that way you can rotate that clip to face whichever direction you have the incoming or outgoing zip line coming from. And last but not least, if the pegs on there don't work out for you and you can't find a good way to hook it with the little hook, each set also includes this nice little clip. It just has a little clicking button on there that opens up a slot in the middle. That way you can slide the string through, clicking the button again will lock the string in place. That one is especially good if you have an area where you have to put playsets closer together than the string is actually long enough for. So if the string is too long, you would actually use that. That way you can tighten up the string. Because that is one thing to note, the string has to be very tight between these playsets in order for the zip lines to work. Another thing is you want to make sure that they are angled correctly, and that's when this little device comes in handy. Each playset also includes this little level. The level has a little area so that you can hang it on your string, and when you kind of lean it there or put it on the string, it shows you what degree the string is hanging between your 2 playsets. Now, it's recommended that it is at least 15 degrees in order for the turtles to go zipping down those zip lines. So this definitely comes in handy to make sure that you string these up correctly on your walls, so that way the zip lines actually function. So this is where things start getting really exciting. All of these playsets come with multiple ways that you can string these together and kind of create all these different action scenes. First of all, you have several different types of little zipline carriers for your Ninja Turtles. You have some that just have handles to hold on to, and you have others that can actually strap right to the figures with little straps that just go all the way around their bodies. Each set comes with at least one of those. Some of them come with 2 of them. So that way you've got all these different methods to make your action figures zip line across the different sets here. There are different ways that you can actually start these out. First of all, you have this really cool gargoyle point where you can hang the turtles from it. It actually has a clip that holds the turtles in place. This is perfect for a starting point. It has a little ring with a string hanging from the bottom of it, and when you pull that string down, it unclips the turtle and it sends them zipping down the zip line, which is incredibly cool. Then, of course, you have the playsets themselves. Generally, this is where you want the turtles to end up at, especially from those starting points. And the fun thing is that every one of these playsets has a trigger spot that's going to activate a cool dropping mechanism. So, for example, we have our Billboard one here, and you'll notice that there's a little grate right underneath the zip line. When the turtle comes smashing into this grate here, it drops out the floor on the Billboard and it sends the figures crashing. Every single one of these playsets has a spot like that on there. So if you can find a way to make all of these match up, you can have your turtles zipping into the sets and knocking down your other turtles. And some of the things that are really fun is that some of these playsets also work in a way where you can trigger a reaction. Meaning you can send one turtle into a playset, which will trigger a spot for another turtle to come out of it. The water tower is the best example of this, because it's got an enclosed tower where you can actually prep one of your turtles on a zip line ready to go. And if you send another turtle into that set and it hits the little piping on there, it opens up the water tower and sends the next turtle flying out. It's incredibly fun. And then if you really want to get creative, some of these sets also include the cool little turning spot. It's another little gargoyle piece that mounts to the wall that has a little turn, so that way when the zip line hits it, the turtles will go bank that corner and go towards your next set. It's really fun because then you can set these guys up all over the place. You can have turtles leaving the playsets, going into the playsets, crashing into each other, hitting those banks and turns. It's a lot of fun. Now, one thing I will say is there are a few shortcomings I kind of ran into with this. First of all, if you've got a bigger room, it's going to be really hard to find a way to make all of the playsets link up, because even the 72-inch string isn't long enough to go all the way across the room, especially in this room that I'm in here now. I can't get the strings to go all the way across, so you definitely have to get creative by going from corner to corner of the room, or maybe finding a desk or something that you can put in the middle to make all the sets link up together. Another thing that I've come across is, while for the most part all of the zip lines work very well and they're nice and smooth and they seem to function very well, the banking corner is definitely a little tricky sometimes. If you don't set that thing up exactly right, the turtles are going to slam into that bank and they're going to come to a dead stop. In fact, even if you do get it set up right, it doesn't seem to work every time. But let me tell you, when you get it to work, when you get something set up where you got a guy flying off of the gargoyle, crashing into one playset, which activates the second turtle, which flies around that banking corner and then crashes into a final playset, it's incredibly satisfying. It is so much fun setting all these up, pulling that little string, and then watching your creation come to life with the turtles just zipping across all these strings. It's a lot of fun, but it's also a lot of work. So it's definitely going to take a little bit of creativity to find the right way to stick all these on the walls to make them function together. But it's a lot of fun, incredibly satisfying when you do get the zip lines to work out the way you want them to, and these playsets alone are a lot of fun. They still work great for posing your figures with it. They look awesome if you want to leave them mounted to your walls, and if you don't want them sticking to the walls,
the good news is that they're very easy to take down thanks to those command strips, with no damage to the paint on your walls whatsoever. So there you go, guys. There's a look at the brand new Nickelodeon Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles Z-Line Ninjas playsets. These are a lot of fun. The zipline function works really well. You can string these things together and just have a lot of fun playing with these, but they also work well to mount to the walls and display your action figures on. The Z-Line playsets are on store shelves right now, so happy hunting, my friends! And until next time.